Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast battle report. Today the forces of the revamped Necrons will face the Drukhari in this 2,000 points matched play battle report. Let's dive into the action.
The Dark King.
Hello and welcome to another battle report here with John the Cron.
Hey everybody.
Who's been waiting so long for Necrons to be quite good.
They were good, and now they're even more good, and thank you, GW.
Nice. Also, Unicorn says hello. But other than that, we're practicing for a team event that is happening in Toronto, Ontario. I've got 2,000 points of Drukhari. John has 2,000 points of Necrons with the King. And with all his core goodness, we're going to play. Let's take a look at the armies. But are you excited about testing all this stuff and taking out so many games with the anger on me?
This is my venting list. And with the new changes to protocols, it adds a little je ne sais quoi. It's lovely.
I love it. After all, we are in the Mini Wargaming Studios. We're here this week filming and stuff. It's been really fun. Thank you so much to Mini Wargaming. Look at that. There's even Necron scarabs in here. Why did I pick this studio to film in? But let's dive into the armies. Yeah. Bye. We'll see you in a bit. And here we have 2,000 points of Drukhari. This is my competitive 2,000 points Coteries of the Heamonculi list. It is a single battalion detachment. You can watch the tournament review where I sort of developed this list. I am going to be running this list at a team event soon, so I'm looking forward to practicing with it and playing with it a lot, so that's really cool. I do have a Master Heamonculus as my warlord. I am using the Prophets of Flesh obsession, but I don't get to use the obsession because of the Army of Renown. And I do have the Vexator Mask, so the only pre-game command point I use is one single relic for the Nephelim pack. I'm running Drazar, the Master of Blades, of course, as my second HQ. Then in the elite slots, we have 6 Mandrakes. We have 2 units of 5 Grotesques, which meat and potatoes of the list, and 3 units of 5 Incubi. Now, the FAQ recently came out. Incubi, Drazar, they don't get or Mandrakes, they don't get the Coteries of the Heamonculi keyword. However, it means that the stratagems, they don't get to benefit from a lot of the cool stratagems and stuff anymore. But I wasn't using them much anyway for that. In the troop slot, 10 Hemoxites, which are the upgraded racks, 2 units of 10 racks, and then 3 units of 5 racks. In total, we have all 6 troops taken up. The sergeants all have electrocorrosive whips, and then the 3 large squads, including the Hemoxites, have ossifactors. Then in the dedicated transport role, we have 6 different raiders with dark lances, and there you have it. 2,000 points on the nose of Coteries of the Heamonculi. And here we have 2,000 points of improved and awesomely destructive Necrons. John the Cron, why don't you please tell us what is in your list today?
All right, so just like your list, this was the list I took to the London TGC team tournament last week. It is a 2 detachment army. In the Supreme Command Detachment, we have Zarek the Silent King. He's just awesome.
Yep.
Then we have a single battalion. In the HQ slot, we have a Skorpek Lord, who has the Warlord trait Enduring Will, and the relic, the Phylacterian Hive. So he will be regaining an extra wound every turn. We have the Technomancer, who has the Prismatic Obfuscatron, and the Chronomancer, who has the Veil of Darkness. In the troop slot, we have 3 squads of 5 Immortals.
Yep.
In the Elite's choice, we have a Hexmark Destroyer, a 6-strong Skorpek Destroyers, and a 3-strong Skorpek Destroyer.
Yep.
In the Fast Attack, we have an Ophidian Destroyer unit, 3 strong. And in the heavy support, the very fleshed out heavy support, we have 2 squads of 6 Locust Destroyers, pardon me, and 1 squad of 3 Locust Heavy Destroyers.
There you have it. 2,000 points of Necron Sazerken goodness.
Yes.
Excellent. And here we are in the mission. We're playing Secure Missing Artifacts, which is mission number 33. Now, we've gone ahead and moved the objectives already. John moved this one over here. Then I moved that one and his. And then he moved mine. Close to the middle of the board. That is mission 33 of the Nephilim pack. On page 93. The secondary objective is we each get to pick an objective in our opponent's territory. And we force our opponent to hold it at the end of every turn. Of course, I'll probably be picking that one. And you'll be likely picking one of these 2. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. I don't know. It's picked in secret. So now we're going to go over our secondaries. And in this one, we have precious objectives, which is the moving it. And it's hold 1 for points, hold 2 for points, hold more for points. At the end of the game, whoever has more points will win. Let's do some deployment, and we'll come right back. We have come back after deployment. As you can see, many things were deployed. Yeah. So I've decided to put Raider, Grotesques, Hemoxites, Grotesques, and a Heamonculus, and hiding behind here we have some Mandrakes. My priority objective for John is going to be this one. He has to hold this one at the end of every turn in order to get his points. Which one are you making me hold?
The opposite.
This one over here.
Correct.
Well, that makes sense. So at the end of each turn, if we hold that, our respective ones, we get 3 points. And this is John's deployment. So many angry killing machines. So we've got 6 destroyers, 6 Skorpeks, 3 Skorpeks, Immortals, Skorpek Lord, Techno Monster, more destroyers, heavy destroyers, more Immortals, the King, who's now just chilling. Subjugate! That's what he's yelling to everybody. And 5 more Immortals and a Chrono Monster back here. Like that, I didn't stumble once. In reserves, why is that guy hanging over here? Is he just like not in the army?
Oh no, I've replaced him with a mini war game.
Very nice. So he's been replaced.
Thank you, mini war game.
You've been replaced. I'm sorry, pet.
He deserves it. That's a Triarch Stalker's gun.
Hexmark Destroyer and the Ophidians are in Deep Strike, in their little oubliette. The little pocket dimension. Oubliette, there you go. Ooh, where are they? Oubliette. Okay, so with that, let's dive in to the game. John, are you ready to roll for first turn?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay, so winner has to go first. I want to go second.
I'm not ready. I have to beat my boobs.
You beat the boobs. That means that's good. I'm glad we didn't roll yet, but that does mean, look at that. Camera action. He's taking a picture, but he's going to be doing, he's got to do his protocols. Oh, I wonder which protocol you're not using in order that you get it for the entire game. Does it one that make you tougher? Maybe. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I totally do know. Anyway, we'll be back. John has successfully beat booped, aka put his protocols in order. This one is not being used, and these are in order for the different battle rounds. Okay.
Hey.
Okay. Let's see.
Get
Vect wants to mess with it. Okay, so with that, who goes first? I want to go second because going second is really strong in a lot of situations, including this one. No. Oh, no. I have to go first. Filth. Okay, so with that, we're on to Drukhari turn 1. So, secondary objectives first. You picked Ancient Machineries.
Yes.
Which means I need to pick 3 objectives.
In no man's land.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Sure.
Awesome.
Yep. Yep. There you go.
I picked Treasures of the Aeons.
And that is doing an action in objectives?
On objectives that are not in my deployment zone.
Okay, so you can do them on all of them, all of the 4 ones. And you took, for the 3rd one, you took no prisoners.
Correct.
So killing a bunch of my stuff. I went for no prisoners as well because I have to kill a bunch of Necrons. They're all 3 wounded models, lots of wounds to kind of get through. I've decided to take engage on all fronts, which is going to be interesting because I have to push past this line here to get my engage on all fronts on this side.
It's a very dangerous line.
It is, but the other option was, you know, behind enemy lines, which I guess I could have done later in the game, but I prefer to just throw away like a raider turn 1 and get it, and then turn 2, you know, get it with a raider again, you know, stuff like that. And then last but not least, I have taken retrieve Nephilim data, which is a reliable secondary for me. I get 8 to 12 points pretty much every single time. Okay, and and then that was it. And you have decided not to take
Protocol of the Undying.
Oh, how did I not think? So the way this works with new Necrons or balanced slate update Necrons.
Yes.
Why don't you explain it, Necron? John the Cron.
So we set our protocols like normal, which don't get to change over the course of the game.
Yep.
And they happen at the beginning of the battle round. The one that is not assigned to any battle round becomes active for the entire game. Now, I'm playing the Zarakan Dynasty, and since this is the protocol of the Zarakan Dynasty, I get both directives all game.
So your living metal is an extra wound, so each model that has taken a wound will heal 2 wounds instead of just 1.
Correct.
Every single your command phase. And you get to reroll 1 failed reanimation roll every time you have to roll reanimation rolls, which makes the multi-wound models a lot more reliable at coming back.
Correct.
Awesome. And what was the first battle round? Movement! Yes!
Directive number 2.
Oh, you're not going to go for movement.
I can do actions and shoot.
Nice. Okay, so you want to do actions with your destroyers, get some shooting on there, which is nice. Nice, but I totally called it before you even flipped it. I love it. That's fantastic. So with that, let's dive into, I was going to say Necron, turn 1. No, Drukhari, turn number 1. We'll be back after movement. This is what the game looks like. My plan is essentially to just hide and potentially shoot into those destroyers back there, even though there's a forest in the way. And then this raider is going to essentially do a suicide mission and get me my engaged on all fronts, which is exactly what it's going to do. We'll be back. Okay, end of the movement phase. The Mandrake stayed still and did my retrieve Nephilim data over here in this corner. I've essentially moved all my raiders up, well, most of my raiders, to get Dark Lances into the destroyers in the trees. Yes, it's going to be hard to destroy them, but maybe if I bring 1 down, 2 down, even if it regenerates, I'm just trying to get some no prisoner points. The Hemocytes and the Grotesques have moved up in advance, just hiding behind this ruin. I've essentially found the line of where those destroyers can move out and shoot. The only thing that they can shoot is the Heamonculus, but he can't be shot if everything else is closer. These Grotesques and these Racks just move behind this building, while the Rack, that was the Racks that got out of this raider, who then enhanced sails 22 inches over, clearing the 6-inch line to give me my engage on all fronts. And then I spent 1 command point to put a raider with 5 racks and 5 incubi into strategic reserve, because they can put it next to a board edge, spend a point, they go into strategic reserve, they can come back in strategic reserve later, which is really cool. Now, in WTC rules, I have to come in the next turn, but in normal ITC rules, they can stay out indefinitely until turn 5 if I wanted to. Of course, if they don't come in by the end of turn 5, they will all die. So my shooting is going to be relatively small. It's just going to be these things firing into those destroyers. Well, let's really do some shooting. We'll do this Dark Lance. Actually, we'll do some of these over here. Doesn't matter which one. Hits. Wounds.
-4.
-4 AP4. I have minimum 4 damage, so 1 goes down.
Pop.
But you do have, just so everybody understands what the process is, you can roll 3 dice, and because of your reanimation protocol, you get to reroll 1 of these dice. If you roll 3 5s, he'll just get back up. like if nothing ever happened, but he will stay down. However, he can always just bring one back from the dead with the Technomancer at the start of the turn, so that doesn't matter. Okay, I'll continue doing that for the next raiders. After all is said and done, 4 Dark Lances. I got really lucky with the hits and wounds. I did spend a command point to reroll a wound roll, but I did kill 3 of the 6 destroyers with my Dark Lances, and that is a morale, but he doesn't care because that is leadership 10 for all the Necrons. No reanimations, so a bit of a shame there. But if you are going to try kill them, killing them one at a time tends to be quite efficient when it comes to preventing the reanimation on the big wounded stuff. But with that, I will get my first retrieve Nephilim data. I get 2 points for engagement on fronts because of that raider back there. And I got my 12 points for no prisoners. I killed 4 of the destroyers. Three of the destroyers. Is that 9? Were they forwards?
9.
9. Okay, sorry, not 12. I got 9 points for no prisoners. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because I killed 3 destroyers. So 9 points for no prisoners, and 3 points for holding that objective at the end of my turn, bringing me to a total of 5 points. And with that, we dive into Necron turn number 1. End of the movement phase from a dancing John. There you go. We have I was going to say Incubi, Immortals, 6 destroyers, 3 destroyers, Scorpex and all the Scorpec destroyers, Scorpec Lord, all that stuff. King moved up, Immortals back there. These Immortals advanced to get onto that objective to bait me because all the killy stuff is behind the wall. And then these destroyers are essentially just hanging out inside of that forest. They were a little too far to get resurrected. Okay, so with that, it is the shooting phase. I believe there are 2 targets. Mm-hmm. You have that target. Mm-hmm. And you have that target and potentially the squad inside, depending on how efficiently you take out that target. What is your plan this turn?
Well, I'm going to shoot at that one.
Okay.
Then I'm going to shoot at that one.
Okay.
And if I track it, I'm going to shoot the stud inside.
I like it.
Also, I'm doing my Ancient Machineries objective.
Yep.
Here.
It's 4 points, right?
Yes.
Nice.
And I'm going to do it with the OBSEC unit so it finishes at the end of the turn instead of the next command.
Be an instant 4 points.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, I'm not going to lie.
Cool.
Good secondaries.
All right.
Okay, let's dive into... well, we'll be back after shooting. We'll tell you what has been happening so far. But the Necron's not getting too aggressive. Just kind of waiting to see what would happen. And then it is the Drukhari taking some damage. End of the shooting phase. That raider died. That was a foregone conclusion. The Drazar's raider actually got murdered after I failed like pretty much every save against just the 3 destroyers. And then the king took this raider down to 1 wound. So that's 2 raiders dead, 1 down to 1 wound, but no infantry dead yet.
No.
Because I passed every single one of their disembarkation rolls, which is awesome. So with that, John's going to get 4 points for machineries. Yep. He currently has 3 points for holding treasures. Mm-hmm. And he has none for no prisoners as of yet. And as we go into my turn, I will get 8 points for holding those 2 objectives. He also gets 3 points bonus for holding his priority target.
As did you.
I did get mine at the end of my turn. So with that, it's on to Drukhari, turn number 2. It's going to be a cat and mouse game, and the next protocol is active. Hold on, don't say anything. It will be fall back and shoot.
Hold steady,
okay.
Set to defend.
So like, so 5. So the guys in the forest, so essentially trying to overwatch better. Okay, I like it. So with that, we're going on to the next turn. I'm sad I didn't pick that one. That's my bad. End of the movement phase. So I got the incubi out of the raider that had only 5 incubi. Then Drazar and his racks got in, and then both raiders moved up that way. So they can they're keeping their distance. They are within striking distance, and they can shoot at the heavy destroyers. The grotesques advanced up. The hemoxites stayed back. This raider just kind of moved back to stay out of line of sight. These racks have done my retrieve Nachman data, and they're zoning out the backboard here. I did bring in my strategic reserves, which is this unit of raider and an incubi that I took off last turn. Came in on this side because my opponent's deployment zone is all the way over here, so I can put it. It doesn't have to go in. Now, he does have a hex mark, so if I were to deploy the units, they count as reinforcements when they come in, which means the hex mark could then counter deploy and shoot me, so I decided to stay inside of my raider to prevent the Hexmark from killing either my Rax or my Incubi in my turn, which I think would be a bad idea. So the aim here is to try and Dark Lance the heavy destroyers. There's 3 of them. They're not in heavy cover or dense cover. I've got the Grotesques going in to try and kill some Immortals, and I have this unit of Rax potentially charging in and just being annoying, kind of creating a buffer zone there, and potentially, if they roll high enough, even swinging around and threatening John's home objective, which would be a bad idea if he decided to ignore that threat. Okay, so with that, let's dive into my shooting phase and see what I can do. So I did shoot. Dark Lance kills a heavy. Dark Lance kills a heavy. Dark Lance misses. Reroll. Hits. Fails to wound. Doesn't kill the last heavy. So close. I was really trying. That is 8 more points for no prisoners, so that's pretty decent. I did do 2 wounds on one of the Scorpex with an Ossifactor, but I'm going to do some charging. I'm going to charge in with these Grotesques into those Immortals. Do you want to Overwatch with that unit?
Not with
Are
that
you
unit.
sure?
100%.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So they go 8 inches.
Dang it.
So charge phase, I charged these Rax. I lost 4 in the Overwatch. They can hit on 5s because of the Forest and, of course, the Protocol, and then reroll all hit rolls because of the King. So I did lose 4 of those Rax. The Grotesque, however, rolled an 8, and they swung around, and they're essentially going to get into a position where they can pile into the Destroyers and be annoying, which is exactly what Grotesques do, which is why John loves Grotesques so much. He's like... Every time he sees Grotesque, he's like, I love them. I wish I could use them in my army because they're so amazing. The size. I love it. End of the fight phase. What happened? So I did charge in. I killed the Immortals. I spent 2 command points to reroll wounds. Didn't need it, but I needed that to happen. And then they were able to pile the Destroyers, who then killed a Grotesque, because they gave themselves +1 strength. So they were wounding on 4s. They got 11 wounds. So they killed a Grotesque. Awesome. But I did tie them down, which is great. So you can veil them if you want or something. You know, it's completely up to you. And then on the other side, I did lose one of the Rax in combat against the Destroyers, but I did kill another Destroyer as well. I do owe you a morale test because I lost 5 of the unit. The leadership 8. They will fail. So that means I will have 4 more on 1s and 2s to run away. So only 1 more runs away. That means there are 4 models remaining in that unit, giving them a 4-up. Feel no pain. Excellent. So with that, we're diving into your turn number 2. You will get that objective. You will get that one. So you'll get 8. I wasn't able to take you off that. But I'm hoping that putting enough pressure on your shooting units will be good to lower the amount of pressure that I'm going to be getting on my units. And with that, on to Necron's turn number 2. End of the movement phase. As you can see, the veil has been popped off, sort of forcing John to use his veil early on, because the later in the game that veil happens, the worse. Give him a nice spot to put it here, but that does mean he has to do a lot of damage. I can retaliate. He can't veil again. So that was the big thing. No more veil. He was able to just move these Scorpex up. The Scorpec Lords back here. The 2 heavies. He did spend a command point to bring in 1 heavy and 1 normal destroyer with a command point with the Technomancer. He has given this big unit a 5-up. Feel no pain thanks to the Chronomancer as well. So they're really tough to take down. They also do a lot of damage with the crazy protocol-y thing, but he has 7 command points to spend because John's list doesn't really use a lot of command points. And the King does indeed give you 3 command points when you build your list. You know, I'm just kind of trying to get my advantage to get points and stuff. It's going to be a very tight game when it comes to points and scoring. You know, he's definitely committing this big unit of Scorpex to just kill this small unit of Rax. I do have, it's just going to go back and forth right now. It's going to be the trades, and we'll see who becomes more efficient with the trades as we continue to play the game. So with that, though, it'll be the shooting phase. We do have the big destroyer unit being able to shoot, and then, of course, we do have the King being able to shoot as well, and the heavies being able to shoot as well as the Immortals back here. So he still has reserves as Ophidians and his Hexmark, which he hasn't committed to the table yet. And there's some of the more good units for backfield stuff. But there's lots of stuff. The Necrons, they're tough. They come back to life. They resurrect. And they're a lot more efficient than they were in match play, which is really cool to see actively happening as we go. However, Ancient machineries, he's going to have to kind of fight to get those because he's done this one. He can't do that one. He's going to have to try to get on here. And then this one here and this one here for treasures will give him another 3 points as long as those score packs stay there. Okay. Or, that sort of thing. So, John, you excited?
Oh, that's a word.
I know you hate me for making you use your veil.
Yeah, I'm a little ticked off about that one.
Yeah, you didn't expect me to roll high and then like sidestep and just kind of touch your destroyers over here, but that's what you do. You use that movement in the charge phase to move up and actually go tag something to force John to do something else that he wasn't expecting to have to do till later in the game.
No, Skari, that's what you do.
That's what I do. That is very true. That is literally what I do. Much to my opponent's chagrin. Okay. So with that, onto the shooting phase. Take a look at the table. We'll come back. Oh, this mat looks fantastic. Mini Wargaming. We're in the Vadurak studio. It's really cool. Okay, fight me, John. Fight me. Mid shooting phase update. So what happened with this raider? So 2 heavy destroyers, 1 missed, 1 wounded, got through, did 8 damage. All the immortals shot in. I made my save. Still 2 damage. Then this cryptic shoots in, ignoring impulse. Still does nothing because I passed my 6-up armor save against the AP2. 2 Menhirs shoot. Both hit. John uses a CP to auto wound. What are you doing?
I'm going to spend 1 more CP to roll the second wound because it wounds on a 2.
Okay, so you're going to spend another CP.
There you go.
Okay, so 2 saves. Okay, he really wants to kill this raider. 2 5-up pinballs, which is, the reason I was filming it is because originally it was just 1. And it was going to be so much more climactic. But now you've made me roll 2 saves.
That's right.
So 2 saves on the Menhirs. Okay. 5-up invulnerable save. Flicker field. Ah, I was teetering. Teetering. Okay, let me measure some stuff. But it seems like I've just lost another raider. Okay, so emergency disembark. 6 inches. That means that now I get to roll 1s and 2s. Biggest reason is those racks. And then A can get 6 inches of free movement, but B, just trying to get some out of line of sight and range. However, they do die on 1s and 2s, which does mean that they are at a risk here. Let's see. Okay, so I will lose 3, 4 to this as well. Okay, so what am I going to do here? Probably going to lose a couple here to prevent some more shooting from them, and then potentially a couple more there. But I get to pick who goes down. End of the shooting phase. The destroyers decided to spend a lot of command points, completely murder all my incubi, and then kill a grotesque and put a wound on another because I rolled quite well for my 6-up impulse. And then I did decide to kill 3 of these racks so that he couldn't shoot them. To keep them out of line of sight. So I do have to take a morale for them, but that will make sure I guarantee my engage on all fronts for next turn if one of them survives. And then potentially can do my retrieve Nachman data on a 1, 2, or 3 because they're troops. So it gives me a turn to at least try over here, and then another 2 more turns to try here and here if it fails. So gives me a chance at keeping them relevant to the game. So with that, though, it is charge phase, and John has quite a few things to get in my face, which I think is awesome. And you're down to 2 command points?
I'm down to 2.
And I have 1 command point. That's right, because I spent 1 for the emergency disembark here. So no interrupt for me. But yeah, I love this new command. You went from 8... You had 10 command points to like 0 in like a turn. That's crazy how fast you spent it.
I needed things to die.
That's usually how it works, especially the incubi. You do not like incubi.
No.
No. Incubi can go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Excellent. So with that, let's dive in to the charge phase. End of the fight phase. The 6 Scorpex just murdered that unit of guys over there. And then these Scorpex with the Lord actually almost didn't kill the last Grotesque, but I did fail my Feel No Pains on the last one, and he went down. So I do owe you a morale, John, on this unit of 2 racks. They hold, so they are okay. However, you will be getting your priority target. You will also be getting your... a couple of no prisoner points, although that goes to the end. However, you don't, and you get 3 points for your treasures. So with that, we dive into my turn. I will get another 8 points. But before I score the 8 points, we'll come with a total of what the score is at as we move into battle round 3. So as we move into the top of round 3, remember, John has bottom of turn, so he will be able to sort of push off. We do have 27 points to the Necrons to 25 points. This is without paint, so 37 to 35 technically, with the Necrons in the lead by 2 points. So with that, let's dive in to my turn number 3. My aim right now is going to be to basically tag them, tie them up, try and make some kind of crazy charge to drop John down to a 4-point primary and get myself into a position to do better. Excellent. That's so that's it. They're going to essentially hold here and hopefully do enactment and hide from these immortals so they can't get shot. They're just basically going to go back here. They're getting me my engagement fronts and enactment. They're going to get shot by Hexmark next turn, but, you know, it is what it is. And then I'm going to do some janky stuff with Drazar. So we'll see how that turns out as we move into the mid-game. Well, this is my movement. Let's see how it looks after. I just moved this unit to string it out and put one model on that objective to stop the Ophidians from coming down being annoying over here. And with that, let's continue to do some shenanigans. Heamonculus is on his own. He's just going to go tap the destroyers. They can't overwatch him because of his Vexator Mask, so he's feeling kind of lucky. Just stop them from shooting next turn, which will be good. Over here, we've got the Rax just hiding and putting Rod down. I need a 1, 2, or 3 for that to happen because they're troops. They did run quite nicely, so hopefully with a charge and movement, they'll be able to get on this objective and stop John from scoring it, while my Grotesques are just going to be aggressive and move up onto the score pegs. John did go to the protocol +1 strength when you charge me, so his score pegs will be even stronger. Hooray. That'll be, you know, they're quite good, so we'll see what they can do. You do have 3 command points, so it does mean you can interrupt, which is kind of snazzy. And then with that, I'm going to go into the shooting phase. There's not much shooting. I have some awesome factors. I only have a couple of command points.
You have 2 command
Okay, perfect. I only have a couple of command points. I've got a couple of Dark Lances that I want to shoot at some heavy destroyers and potentially some Ophidians and stuff. So let's see what we can do. And then we'll come back after it. But I did decide to disembark some more Rax and Drazar. My aim is to just kind of like pressure with a bunch of Rax and just force John to deal with them. So that's the idea here. So let's see what we can do. Oh, shooting. I got 2 Dark Lances to kill 2 heavy destroyers. I did have to spend one of my command points, my well-earned command points, to re-roll a hit roll, but I was able to do it. However, I also did 1 Ossifactor hit these score packs, and I was able to use a stratagem from the Army of Renown to make -1 attack on the unit, which is kind of cool. So now they have less attacks. They just re-roll all wounds still, and they hit on 3s because they did not get 1. My will be done. So with that, I think it is the charge phase. So let's start with Mr. Heamonculus. He's going to try jump into those guys. There's no Overwatch here because he is fancy, and he's going to go down this way. Boop. He's just going to hide over here, making it, trying to lower the amount of attacks that get taken under him. Then we're going to go ahead and charge this unit of Hemoxites. They go 7 into just the score packs. Wow, what a crazy turn. This was a big, like, combat-y turn all the way around. So, what happened? I charged into here. This combat, I did 2 wounds to 1, and then he did 2 wounds back. But plan, hold him up in combat was successful. The Grotesques did charge with the Hemoxites. The Hemoxites did use the movement to get all the way over here. However, good smart play, interrupted with the Scorpex. Killed 7 of the Hemoxites. So now I am on leadership 9, lost 7 models. So on a 1 or 2, they're good. On a 3+, they will lose 1 and then have to roll 2. If I lose another one, John will successfully hold that objective. So that's really close, but a smart 2 CP play there. However, the Grotesques completely murdered those Scorpex. They just wiped them out. then the other side of the table was probably the most interesting because Drazar can fight twice. He charged, so you can activate. I got the Hemoxites. There was the -1 to wound strat at some point used to keep him alive. But good use of the CP to keep him alive. 1 reanimated. So I've killed, essentially, I killed like 5 or 6 in this unit, and a couple have already reanimated already. It only lost one rack in return with a couple fighting because one was closer over here, so you couldn't pile in this way to fight. And I was able to use the racks to kind of create a wall so Drazar doesn't get to fight. And then over here, we still need to roll these attacks, by the way. They're going to get to fight as well because we didn't do that. So we'll roll that right on camera right now. So you've got 3, so 3s to hit. Very nice. No rerolls there. And then I didn't charge them. So 4s to wound with rerolls because of the king. Because the king's nearby, their core, they get to reroll everything. 2. So I get 6 up invulnerable saves. Nope. And 5 up ignore damages. No. So 2 more will go down, which I'll just make these 2, which keeps the unit coherent and all that stuff and still keeps them tied up in combat. But you did spend all your command points.
I did.
I did spend all my command points.
You did.
So we've literally spent all our command points, folks.
That's it, we're out.
However, now it's time for the big roll. Okay, first things first, I'm going to do the Nephilim. Oh no, morale phase technically happens before this happens. So morale phase on a 1 or 2, they hold the line. Oh no. Okay, do they run or they hold? Oh no. John is so happy right now. Okay, and do I do my Nephilim? Yes!
Oh, no.
They do it! Good, that's my third. Wait, did it with a 2-strong unit. Good job. Oh, that was a gamble and a half. Oh, no, but that does mean that John will get 8 points as we move into turn number 3. What a crazy game, folks. That's what you signed up for. I hope you're enjoying it so far. End of the movement phase here as we go into the reinforcement step. Hexmark Destroyer found a little pocket in his dimension to pop out and do some work while the Ophidian Destroyers are getting back over here to potentially make a charge out of Deep Strike into the Grotesques. With the King getting aggressive, the Skorpek staying in and one of them coming back to life. And of course, everything else just kind of staying stuck in as we move into the bottom of turn number 3. Wow, this has been an absolute bloodbath. And you can definitely see the power of the new Necrons coming through in this list. I hope you've all been enjoying watching just the cool stuff that John's been able to do as well. Recap of the shooting phase. The Gloctopus came in. We call him a Gloctopus because he has so many Glocks. Shot and killed 3 of them, actually, quite nicely. I saved some of them, and then he killed another one. So luckily, I have 1 model there. He has to pass a morale test. Or else I'm going to lose my home objective, which would drop me down points, which I don't want to happen. The Immortals were able to take out the last Heamonculus site, and then some shooting took 8 wounds off that Raider, and then 3 wounds off of one of the Grotesques. So with that, we're diving into the charge phase, where John's like, why won't you die, Raiders? Why won't you die? Look at his face. Look, he's so angry. He's so angry. You've never seen John so angry. Okie dokie. So, wow, what a turn it has been. In combat, he survived 1 wound and only put 2 wounds on this one. I have to take a morale with that red rack over there. I also have to take a morale with the 2 orange racks over here. But Drazar got completely nuked by the King. The Ophidians failed their charge into the Grotesques, and the Grotesques put 3 wounds on the Skorpek Lord. Did lose 1 of their models, so there's 4 now left. And then these Skorpeks did take 2 damage from the racks in retaliation. But with that, we're moving on to the morale phase. So, onto them. They did lose like 5 models or whatever, and they don't care. Okay. Over here, though, we have the 1 rack. It lost 4 friends, and he doesn't care, because that is leadership 8. And that's it for my leaderships. Nice. So with that, it is time to have a hoot and a blast and a fun time. But it is now on to the end of the turn, and we'll be back before the first turn begins to let you know what the score is as it stands right now. So, very tight game so far. As we move into turn number 4, the Drukhari have pulled ahead with a 47, so 57 with paint, to a 44 or 54 with paint for the Necrons. Oh my goodness, it is getting tight. The new protocol is full back and shoot, which means I'm no longer going to be able to tie them up in combat. That's a full unit of destroyers, essentially, just being annoying, and that's going to be more annoying than I can handle, I'm going to say. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so with that, let's dive into what I have to do. It's gonna come down to the wire, folks. I'm really excited because John's been trying to beat me forever.
Oh my god, it's so hard.
And if anything, this would be the time to do it. Surrounded by scarabs. And with a codex that can actually compete finally and got like 200 extra points in your list. Because if you didn't have 200 extra points, you wouldn't have this unit.
That's right. I wouldn't have.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much of a difference the changes to Necrons have made, making it a list and an army that can compete now. It's so great. I am like puckered up, like trying my best to get as many points as possible, but John is not making this easy, and it's fantastic. So with that, let's dive into my turn, but check it. Okay, so let's do this. We have these incubi have just moved back together with the mandrakes. They're holding these objectives over here. I can't do my retrieve Nephilim data because it's very hard to get to the back. I do have one last chance, which is 2 racks in that raider to do it, essentially. Over here, we've got a raider hopped into that rack hopped into that 1 wounded raider. I still have 5 racks in this raider. I'm just staying out of heroic intervention raider, but he's going to heal up to full, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I might shoot him, see if I can bring him down with some dark lances. Over here, we've got a couple of shots here with that too. And then we've got the grotesque moving up. I did move the incubi around. I'm not sure whether I'm going to charge the Ophidians and then pile in this way back here, or if I'm going to charge the Scorpex. I still haven't decided. Over here, the grotesque is going to try and make it into those immortals and force John to do something about his priority target, because if not, he could lose 6 points on the bonus point for that, for not holding his priority target. But with that, that's my plan. Since it's coming down to the wire, it's about really just stopping people from scoring points as much as possible, trying to score my points. But let's see if the little pistol can kill the one, and if so, that'd be great. And then maybe in combat I can kill another, that would be great as well. So we'll see what happens after the shooting phase. But holy moly, I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because it's so close. Big money moment over here. 1 Dark Lance hits wounds. John fails his 1 invulnerable save. That will do 4 damage. With the -1, will do 3. Will kill the Scorpec Lord. So John is using his last command point that he has right now to re-roll the invulnerable save. So we're doing it on camera because it's a yelling moment. Okay, are you ready, John?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready to yell.
Okay, where's this dice gonna land? Where's this guy? No! No! Okay, he stays alive. Well, that's it for shooting. After that happened, the 1 Dark Lance killed the wounded Scorpec, who didn't reanimate. I didn't kill the one... I did force the save, though, but John passed the save into the destroyers. So we're going to do some charges now. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to charge with the grotesques first. They will be charging... Yeah, they'll be charging those immortals. Let's try to get them up there. 7 should make it. The most annoying homunculus in all the land, trying to survive against the 5. He did kill the 1 in combat. And then the grotesque did kill them in combat. And the incubi did kill the Ophidians and then piled in, lost 2 of their number, including the sergeant, but have tied up the destroyers, which is exciting. But this is the big one here. Basically dropping John down to a 4-point primary. Okay, on we go. Hitting on 3s, rolling 1s because they hate everything. And then wounding on 4s because they are nasty, nasty. Okay, no reroll. Oh, they 1 reroll for Caesaric. I love the fact that you get like so many rerolls and stuff in this list. It's fantastic.
6.
6 saves. I have a 5-up invulnerable save. Nice, nice. John just puckered up. 5-up, ignore damage. 1 at a time. Oh, that was a 5 too. Okay, he goes down. Boop.
Yay.
You got him. You get to pile in if you would like.
Yeah, I want to get away.
Okay.
Whee.
Hooray, they're getting closer.
Free.
They are free now. And, okay, end of the phase. Does he come back? He does, with 2 wounds remaining. Whoop. Aha! Now you can shoot me to death.
Happily.
Exactly. Okay, so with that, though, I will finish my turn. This time I do get and engage on all fronts for 3 because I have incubi. I've got the incubi, them over here and over there. So I will get 3 for engage on all fronts, and I will get 3 for my bonus. I dropped John down to a 4, and I got some more points for no prisoners. So with that, it is turn number 4 for the Necrons. They still have 2 turns to do some damage here. Let's see what they can do as it's towards the end of the game here. John, end of the movement phase. This is a big turn for you.
Big turn.
Oh,
big turn.
I love it. I love it. You've seen John develop into a great competitive player. So let's see. What is your thought process here?
So I'm going to, I have like 1 turn to really alleviate some of the pressure. So I have to pull off some of the mandrakes. I need to be able to crack this and deal with what's inside. I need to, big thing, get these grotesques off of there.
Yep.
So I'm going to be dumping a lot of shots into them, but I also need to pay attention to this lone incubi because, or these 3 incubi. If I leave them alone, they're just going to get into my, oh right, there's 2 racks in there. Dang. Okay. So, yeah, if I leave that alone, then there's just going to be racks in my face.
I know, lots of stuff. Okay, so we'll come back after the shooting phase and kind of explain what's going on. But this is a crucial turn because it is on a razor's edge. Okay, mid-shooting phase, another action part of the turn. Big guns shot into that raider, blew it up. 1 guy died getting out, but there's 1 rack over there. This entire unit of destroyers shot and only did 3 damage to 1 grotesque. So then he tried to shoot this into the raider, has 1 wound, didn't do anything. Oh, so, and he's doing his action with that unit of Scorpex over there. Okay, so with that, he's just shot and done 2 wounds into this raider. I have a 5-up invul. If I live, that's good. If not, that's bad. Okay, first one, 5-up. Oh. Come on, raider. Yes, it lives. Woo! Good job, little raider.
Damn.
Yes. It's now the little dude safe from the hex mark. The only thing I needed. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, good job, little raider. Good job. Okay, so end of the turn, or end of the shooting phase. 2 grotesques have gone down. 1 has 2 wounds left as the second unit destroyers opened up. Was able to kill that last rack with the Scorpec Lord. That raider survived somehow. Gloctopus had to shoot at the grotesques. But now we've got some charges. They're doing treasures, which is 4 points once they complete it, but they have to survive a whole turn, which shouldn't be an issue because of the fact that there's so many of them. Other than that, yeah, it's going to be pretty intense as we move in to the charge phase here, which is really, really intense, and I love it. This is what the game is made of. So the king is charging the incubi. He needs a 6. Now, John did keep a command point to reroll this if needed, because he needs to make this charge. He makes it with a 6. Fantastic. Well done, king. Look at him go. Look at him go. There he goes, right into the incubi. Love it. Exciting times.
6.
Exciting times. Okay, start of the fight phase. Will my Tormentor Helms make the king fight last? Need an 11 or a 12? No, not with that they won't. Oh well. Okay, big money over here. I'd use the -1 to hit on the incubi. The king has killed 4 so far with all of his attacks. I have 1 wound left on the sergeant. Now it's the Menhir's time to fight. They hit on 6s. Okay. Will a Menhir hit my Clavex? I don't know. No. Excellent. My Clavex survives. Good job.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm going to consolidate into both.
You're going to get both? Okay. That's big for me. That's very big. Okay, good. So we've got the Scorpec.
Scorpec Lord.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s.
Correct. Okay, he hates everything.
He hates everything.
Ooh, he missed once. And winning on 3s into the grotesques. 3.
At -4.
5 up invulnerable saves for the 2 grotesques. Oh, they all go through. They're 3 damage each, which means the first Grotesque has 2 wounds remaining. 4 up ignore, thanks to being awesome. He takes 1 wound, boop, which means he will soak up the second one with 4 up, feel no pains. No, he dies. But then the last one will survive now, preventing that from being John's, and will take 1 damage, leaving him with 3 wounds remaining. And that, whew, that also is a big swing as on this side of the board as well. Ooh, that's pretty spicy. Okay then. So with that, I think, is that it for fighting? Oh, I get to fight with my mandrakes and stuff. Oh, no, yeah, because it's only turn 4. Okay. A couple of clutch morale phases here. Well, big morale here on a 6. No. So the Grotesque stays. And then the Incubi as well. Morale over there. And he's fine. Insanely courageous against the king with 1 wound remaining. But with that, it'll be the end of John's turn. Now, he hasn't done... he gets 2 points for treasures. Oh, no, you hold this one. No, treasures are the 3 that we're nominated at. Okay.
You're going to get 2 for the middle one.
So you get 2 for the middle one. So you get 2 for treasures. You're working on ancient machineries, which will be next turn if I don't kill them. And no prisoners, you've got a couple more no prisoners points. Yeah. So at the end of this turn, though, you will not get your bonus.
I will not.
Okay, and I will get 4 points for my primary objective. And then John will more than likely get 12 at the end of the game. Wow, what a crazy turn. What a crazy turn of events. And this also means that what I'm going to do here is this Incubi is going to sell himself dearly to like base the king in close combat. Well, he did base him right now. They're going to fall back and essentially hold the objective as best they can. And yeah, we're going to try and get my 3 points at the end for my bonus. Okay, so let's see what we can do at the end of this turn. Okay, so moving into my turn, it's come down to a few things. We did some pre-calculations in terms of what if. But as it stands right now, if a couple of things go my way, it'll be a 1-point game in my favor, which is nuts. If a couple of things go John's way, he will win by a few points.
By 3.
It is crazy tight, crazy close. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's dive into the turn and see what can happen here. I got some shooting. I got some close combat. I've got a couple of things to do. Let's see if we can pull it off. Mid-fight phase, or start of the fight phase, I rolled a 5 and a cocked dice for the Tormentor Helm, which means I need a 6 on this dice to scare the king. Ah, boom. Okay, yeah. Okay, fair enough. So I did do some charges. I'm basically trying to stop not doing his Treasures of the Aeons, which is a big thing. If he's in combat with anybody, he won't be able to do it with the units that can do it, which is core and infantry, which is nuts. And that's literally, that could be the difference. So we'll see. Okay, so we're going to start over here. I'm going to go ahead and do this raider right here. I'm going to attack some destroyers. And I've got D1 attack, I think. Just 1 attack. Hits. And wounds at a -1. Just 1 damage into the destroyers. Excellent. Then I'm going to do the other raider. No, the other raider is not going to attack the destroyers. Who's getting wounded? This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I interrupt?
Not with them, because my mask stopped you from doing that. But he's going to fight it, shoot in or target the hex mark. Cool. That's 2 hits and 2 wounds at AP1.
What's the strength?
Strength 7.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
4 ups.
Yep. 1 damage taken. He has what? 5 wounds remaining?
4 wounds remaining.
Okay, my Heamonculus is gonna target your hex mark. I'm gonna go ahead and do the mortal woundy thing. Does a mortal wound.
Yep.
Does he have a 3-up save?
Is a 3-up save.
Okay, I'm gonna use a scissor hand for all the attacks. And needing 4s. So what? So 1 at AP. Does he have an invul?
He does not.
1 at AP3, 1 at AP2, and a mortal as
AP,
well.
AP3.
Yep.
AP2.
Ooh, nice. And immortal.
Mortal.
5 up versus Erkin. Nice. Just takes 1 more damage. Down to 3, but he's just going to heal it at the start of the next turn, so that doesn't matter. Okay, so with that, it is on to my Grotesque, who's going to be fighting some Immortals over there. Hitting on 2s. He hit all the time. Wounding on 4s. Oh my gosh. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to CP reroll this.
Ooh.
Excellent. 3 at AP3 and 2 at AP2.
So AP2s.
Yep. Ah.
AP3s.
Okay, so 3. And do they reanimate? Oh, and you can reroll one of them. Oh, no. Oh, they all just came back to life. But I did get 3 more kills there.
No,
okay.
you're not. You're voodoo bullshit.
I've been rolling a lot of 5-ups on my Heamonculus passed like 3 out of 3. My Rax passed like a 3 damage on for 3s. Like, he's trying to get out of combat to do the action with his infantry next turn. And so far, it's looking like it might not happen. Which, but John might still win on no prisoners. But he's really frustrated because he just wants me to fail some rolls, which isn't happening right now. However, these destroyers have a chance to do something. Right. So what are they going to do? Okay, John, how's that feel?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that close.
Okay. There was that close.
That close.
So, this Raider survived with 2 wounds. Heamonculus with 1 wound. Biggest thing here is you can't fall back and do actions. Here, so you won't be able to do Ancient Machineries. You will not be able to do Ancient Machineries. That's massive. That is 4 points that you will not be able to score.
Right.
So you got 8 points for that secondary. You're getting, at the end of my turn, I will get 3 points for engage because my Grotesque finally got over there to get my last engage. And I have one little dude over here giving my last engage on this point. So I get 3 points for engage, bring me out to 12 engage. I get my bonus point because I did put a bunch of racks on that objective to make sure I got it. So I get my bonus, and I got my 4 points at the beginning of the game, which does actually max out my primary. With that, we're on to the final turn. John, it's all up to you, buddy. Let's see what you can do as we move into this turn, because you will be getting a 12. You'll get your 3, right? You'll just get that. That's no problem. Biggest thing here, you have to kill him in order to get your 5, or kill all of them in order to get your 5 points for the next one that you're doing. Correct. Okay, but if you kill him, you should be able to get it. Oh no, because you have to kill them. If not, it's only 3 points.
Right.
Okay, so they have to go down. Oh, interesting. The plot thickens! But what a game. I hope you've been enjoying it. This is so close. It's not even like palms are sweaty.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like John's almost flipped the table a few times the last time. Yo, he's a nice guy, but he flipped it. He was holding.
It was right there.
It was holding it. Okay, so with that, on to Necron turn number 5. Holy crap! Comes to the last bit of the game. Oh, this has been crazy. So you brought back 1 more score pack. I've killed like 9 or 10 of those score packs. And there's still 3 of them left. But they're going to come down, just going to charge in, try to kill some racks. Racky racks. Ooh, you brought those guys back. Nice. And yeah, he's going to shoot. He's going to charge. He's basically going to try to get his 5 points and get as many no prisoner points as possible. I think he still might have this just because of the no prisoner points, which is going to come down to it. It's going to be tight. Very, very, very close. And I'm loving this. This is great. Okay, so mid of the shooting phase. Wanted to show this off. So the Raider here is closer to the Gloctopus than the Heamonculus. So therefore, the Raider is actually lookout sirring for the Heamonculus. So even though he has pistols, he can't shoot at the Heamonculus. However, he just shot everything at the Raider. Raider is dead. And my Heamonculus has 1 wound remaining. So we're going to see if it explodes. And if it explodes, my Heamonculus might die.
Let's go. Let's see it.
Yeah. Ah, he did not go down. Bloop. Because then if he died, then all of them could have just shot and made sure that guy was dead. But that is not the case yet. End of the shooting phase. Look, 1 grotesque survived all of that. Why couldn't I do that before? Anyway, I rolled well. That grotesque survived. He killed 1. Oh, no. Now he has to make that charge. And then over here, 1 Mandrake survived all the shooting from the king. And the Scorpex are going to jump in and try murder those rackety racks. Okay. Other than that, he's still alive with 1 wound remaining. And I'm going to make... I'm going to make your... Yeah, I'll just make him fight last. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be... No, you know what? I'm going to make them fight last. Yeah, that'll be what I do. Okay, cool. Okay, charging.
Scorpex.
Oh, look, they make it. That is so exciting. Oh! So close. Oh, I know. Good thing you regenerated 1
Bonk.
so you could make that charge. Amazing. Over here.
Scorpex Lord.
Kind of wanted that roll over here, but you do have the command points, so... Oh, that will be a fail.
These dice need to get hit with a hammer.
Reroll. Okay, will he make it to kill that rack? He does. Okay, well, he wants to really murder these things. And that's it for charging, unless you want to charge my grotesque.
2
I don't know if he wants to.
2 wounds.
Yeah.
2 wounds.
Yeah. T5, 4 up, 5 up, T5. Nothing crazy.
I'll leave it alone.
Yep, smart. Because you don't want me killing 1 of them by accident and then giving me more no prisoners points.
No, that's true.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I fight lost over there. And I fight lost over here. And I only have 1 command point. So there's no... Eek. And the dust settles. The king and the Scorpex killed everything there. I did not lose that grotesque. But I did lose this. Everything else I've lost, basically. Everything else is dead. Except for that one grotesque. So, drum roll, please. We will now come back with the score as we calculate the end game. And the verdict is in, folks. 84 points for the Drukhari. And at the end of the day, 88 points for the Necrons! It's a 4-point win! Look at that. 4 points. What a crazy game. Came down to all the no prisoner points he got towards the last couple of turns of the game. Literally killing enough to get an additional bonus point and a point. So he got 2 points for that, plus a couple points. What a great game. John, thanks a lot. We'll be back with an after action report. And that is game.
Woo!
What a crazy game, John.
Amazing.
That was really good. 4 years in the making. Or 5 years in the making?
Something like that.
Yeah. That's good. Necrons, though. Ooh, they got point lowering, and the addition of all the cool stuff was just enough to make them a competitive list. Which is amazing.
Absolutely. Those protocols, that's the sweet spot right there.
It's an actual thing that makes sense that you can use, like the being able to have. Let us know what you think down below. Please let us know. Give us a comment. I hope you enjoyed the game. Trying to teach you like a couple of different things and how it goes. And I hope you all enjoy sort of like the teaching part of the sort of like bat reps.
Yeah. And when in doubt, purge the vermin.
There you go. That's right. I am vermin and I just got purged. Sad. However, what was your favorite part of the game? Most memorable.
I don't know. Jumping into combat with Drazar and the King.
Yeah, that was a mistake I made. I should have run Drazar to kill those destroyers instead of the Scorpex. Killing the destroyers meant that they wouldn't he still dies next turn, but it would have actually had a bigger impact on the game. You not having another unit of 4 destroyers. But that was it. And it was such a close game that I can only see little tiny things where I made a mistake, where I could have tweaked it just a little bit. Little bit. And of course, not leaving a giant hole for you to veil right in the middle of my lines.
Yeah, that was big.
Which, really came into play late game. But, you live, you learn as you're playing. But thanks a lot, John.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic game.
Razor's Edge all the way.
I love it. Goosebumps. 4 points. Awesome. I hope you all enjoyed it. I've been Skari, your grateful host. Make sure you check out John the Cron on Twitch. John the Cron for D&D on Sundays and Thursday night 40k streams. The link will be down below. Share, like, subscribe, and a huge shout out to the channel Patreons, without whom none of this would be possible. Support the channel, check the link down below, and we'll talk to you next time. The Dark Kin. Bye, everybody.